I've never been much of a fighter. There was this one time I'd gotten home way too late yet again, and my mother met me at the door. "Connie, when are you going to shape up and do something with your life and make the world a better place? You know, your father's mother was descended from the samurai, a good class of people. She had samurai blood in her, and her blood runs in you, along with their code of honor, humility, and high ideals." For once, my mother was getting through to me. What did that all mean? That I had inherited a samurai spirit? What did that mean exactly? So I thought maybe it was time I should sharpen up my skills and try to do some good in the world. That thought appealed to me. Captain Connie. Yes, I definitely felt I had a mission and was somehow more noble and special, above the hoi polloi. From now on, I wanted to follow the path of fighting for, as they said on Superman in those days, truth, justice, and the American way. I was inspired in my 20s and felt it was about time I straightened up and took up the good fight to make a difference in the world. From now on, I promised myself I would protect the poor and the helpless and stand up for what's right, go after bullies and tyrants and evildoers in the world. But first, I decided I needed some skills or some ammunition to be a heroine, let alone a superheroine. So I went down to the Buddhist temple near Lawrence and Leland, where there was a kendo dojo. Japanese sword fighting was taught. A small ragtag band practiced at night after work. The ancient art of kendo was taught with bamboo swords, not a sharp, real sword. These swords were called shinai. We met once a week. They were all men, and me. Our leader, Sensei Miyazaki, accepted me in the group, even though I had blown it right off the bat by not being able to lead the band in warm-up exercises because, not speaking Japanese very well, I couldn't count very high. Trying at least to start off on the right foot, I shouted out in a loud, deep yell, "Ichi, ni, san." Then I got stuck. I left the whole group hanging and slashing their swords back and forth, until finally the teacher helped me out by shouting out the rest of the numbers for me. I was mortified and embarrassed. Not a good start. But I was a diligent student, and I practiced at home by striking an old seamstress mannequin that we had with my bamboo sword, which was on wheels. I made my brother pull it up and down the hallway, and I hit it on the top. At the time, I worked as a writer in an ad agency, and one day, the head of the account, Brad, asked me what I did in my free time, because he was writing a report on all of the creative people who worked on F.C. Johnson. I told him proudly, without hesitation, that I was a Japanese sword fighter, descended from samurai, and I practiced kendo. "Oh, that's great," Brad told me. And he was writing everything down furiously on his legal pad. Now tell me how this type of fighting, kendo, help you with work in business. Does it make you tougher, sharper? What does it teach you? I blurted out without thinking, "Well, kendo teaches you to kill people instantly without causing pain or suffering." The poor guy. I think I scared him because he started backing out the door. So I thought I had gotten pretty good. And just when I reached this blatant puffery, Mr. Miyazaki announced that a kendo group from Japan, from Tokyo University, was coming to compete against the U.S. kendo dojos all across the U.S. The sensei said a few people from our group would be chosen in matches against a couple of their fighters, and that he himself would end the matches by competing against the head of the group from Tokyo University. I was really excited. I had never been out of the United States and was eager to see what the real thing was like. And of course, I wanted our team to beat the sushi out of them. The winter passed quickly, and we started practicing every night instead of just once a week. And in the end, the teacher didn't pick me to compete in any of the matches against Tokyo University. I was disappointed, but I understood. We had to win and put up our best fighters on the big day. Then I started getting worried that he did not even want me, the only woman, to be there. But that never happened. The day of the big competition came and was held at Lane High School in a big, cavernous gym that echoed every sound. Our group from Chicago was lined up early on the highly polished wood floor. Now, I could never sit on my knees. I don't know why. I was in complete agony waiting 30 minutes for our opponents to get there. Then I heard a strange noise, a low, relentless rumbling sound. Boom, boom, boom. The booms turned louder and accompanied by kind of a beast-like growling. What the hell was that? Arr, arr, boom, boom, boom. Suddenly, the double doors of the gym flew open with a loud bang as they hit the metal door stops, which flew up into the air. Wham! I jumped up, startled, as in marched a long, relentless, precision line of what today I would call Darth Vaders marching in with helmets and heavy gloves and what looked like full armor. My mouth fell open. We were like squirming ducklings on the gym floor. I was totally terrified. These guys were clearly the masters of the universe. And we were, no doubt about it, the minions. Make that the mini-minions of the kendo world. Todai University had clearly already gotten the psychological edge on us, and the slaughter ahead was certain to be total annihilation. My initial fear was confirmed as one after another, the experienced but much older men in our group went down. I was devastated. Then it came time for the two teachers to go at it. Our man, Mr. Miyazaki, was much shorter than the taller, younger, straight-backed, handsome sensei from Tokyo. It was not exactly David and Goliath, but more like Mr. Magoo meets Buzz Lightyear. After our day of defeat, things were never the same in kendo class. Our teacher seemed to turn mean and took what to me was a sadistic pleasure in bouncing the new boys off the wall or lording it over the rest of us by getting some little kid in a headlock and letting him try to squirm out of the hold, which was more like wrestling than samurai sword fighting. I finally quit, and I never went back. Another woman had joined the group. She was big and strong and had not gone through the public humiliation of a real competition as I had. And I had decided that being brave and performing good deeds really did not have to be based on physical strength or prowess with a sword. You could still walk out into the world and make it a better and more beautiful place. But one thing I learned was, you just have to let the bad guys know you're on the way. Boom, boom, boom. Ah,